Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Two and one. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Superior Adventures Guild. My name is Dave, your humble dungeon master, friend, and host for another game of, what are we doing? Heroes of Greyhawk. Gosh, we've got so much going on this week. It's been fantastic. I thought we were slowing down for the summer, but guess what? Not this week, because we had an awesome game of Eldritch Horror Call of Cthulhu last night with MJ Russell and company. Tonight, we've got this amazing group that's playing Heroes of Greyhawk in the Dungeons and Dragons original setting, Greyhawk. And then tomorrow we're doing a Morkborg one-shot. It's ridiculous. But welcome in. We appreciate y'all being here. We're going to have some fun tonight. I've got an awesome crew of folks here playing games with me. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the game. Great to see you. Andy, is everything okay?
Yeah, I just froze for a second there. Sorry.
That was a self-induced freeze. We know. We saw it. You were merely acting. It was beautiful. Hey, guys, welcome back. We're going to get into some goofy business here. I can assure you some definite shenanigans. Before we do that, let's go around the virtual table, introduce ourselves, and introduce who we're playing in this crazy game. And let's start with the bleak season tonight.
Why me? Because I'm from Canada, that's why.
Hey, you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm the bleak season. The bleak season on Twitter. And, find me here tomorrow playing Morkborg. And Thursday, actually, we're having a break. But next week, we start a brand new Lord of the Rings game. So pretty excited about that. I am playing Lachlan Feldspar, who's not in Lord of the Rings, but could be because he's a dwarf. But right now, he is simply the most electrifying cleric in all of Greyhawk.
Without a doubt.
Lost in a swamp. Because,
Because the swamp is a spooky, scary, disorienting place.
That's right.
I'm noticing that you have your voice back. I'm excited.
Yeah, it took a while.
Great.
I'm still a little willing, but it's back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I got my Barry White back.
God, that's sexy. Call me later, okay?
Yep. On Discord, right? To not pay long distance charges.
Yeah, I was thinking Skype, but hey, let's jump over to Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
Hey, I'm Shelly. You can find me on Flitter.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
That's a new thing I'm making.
It's so cool.
Be a millionaire.
That's a new Twitter competitor, right?
Yes.
Flitter.
I'll join. Yes, there's my first buyer. If
Victim.
you were not having weird problems speaking, you would say that I was Flea Monkey, and you could find me on Twitter at Real Flea Monkey. I will be playing Nori Bibblespark tonight, the 3rd level warlock, who is a forest gnome, and excited to help out the party. Hopefully.
Yup.
Or not.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing to worry about here.
Nope.
Shelly, thanks for coming back. Every week, I'm still surprised that you show up to this, but I think you're in now.
I'm surprised you're inviting me.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're always welcome to this party.
Yeah,
oh, really? She's got something up her sleeve now, too. Okay, so everybody's got sleeves tonight. All right, I see how this is going to go. Oh, Ashley doesn't have any sleeves.
Because they're bullshit.
They are bullshit.
Oh, snap. Let's jump over to Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Welcome back.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and I am playing for you tonight, Xanthi. Maybe we'll find out what's going on with Xanthi, but I tell you every time, and, we never find out. So maybe tonight, maybe not tonight. You decide.
We shall see.
Are we taking a poll?
I guess so. The chat is going to decide the fate of the rest of our roleplay games.
Right.
All right, well,
game.
exactly. Terrible. No, it'll be fun. Don't worry about it. All right, Ashley. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm feeling good about this session tonight. I'm feeling optimistic, but no promises. Never promises. Can't promise a thing.
We still have to
We're all gonna
navigate from
die from that witch, right? Like no one's making it out.
we still have to
Oh.
navigate up the porch. Who knows
There's-
what can happen?
Look, there's only one person who's guaranteed to die in this game, and it's the character played by my good pal and friend, Andy. Hi, Andy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy, also known as Andy G3D, here on Twitch and our Discord. Although I just recently noticed I don't have it Andy G3D on our Discord, but I can change that.
What do you have?
You have to.
Just Andy G.
Yeah, you have to. We all have
Uh-oh.
to change our names on Discord.
Oh,
Come on.
oh.
Anyways, tonight I'll
reading the
be
terms.
playing Desmond Adelar once again. 3rd level human rogue. Has a couple curses.
Mm.
He's in a swamp talking to
Mhm.
a witch, seeing about these curses.
Isn't that why we're in the swamp? We're trying to figure out how to lift your curse.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
basically, everything's your fault. What happens from here, and I can't be held responsible.
Your life is like a Greyhawk country song. You got curses. You're in a swamp. Your dog has left you.
Right. I got no parents.
The truck is broken down.
An orphan.
Brother's gone.
Yeah.
Then there's
Oh
the
my
rash.
god!
And there's this
Oh,
rash
classic,
about town.
We
classic
don't know if it's
rash.
the humidity or
Is really
Or-
the humidity?
Or
That's
the
a great
damp.
excuse. I mean,
Anyway,
thought that
back
was
to
the
you,
curse.
Dave.
I thought that was the curse you were trying to clear up, but I guess not. We're gonna let that one slide. Pass it on to someone else, maybe.
Talcum powder.
I hear it's going around.
Oh my
especially
god.
in Old.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take over this conversation in a totally different direction. We've got a sponsor. Did you hear about this?
You.
CZRPG. Our friends over at CZRPG have been sponsoring the stream for a time immemorial, and tonight they have given us a copy of the. How do you say that, Bleak? You're an English guy. Coalescent Canyons.
Coalescent?
No, there's no O in there. Coalescent
Because I don't see
Canyons.
it. Where is it written? I don't see it written anywhere.
It's up on the stream. Can anybody decipher this? I can tell you
Coalescent.
what it is. Coalescent? Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what that means?
Calcent. I don't know.
Is it
Cal-
red?
Cal-
Calcent, yeah.
Cal-
We're
red?
from the south.
Calcent
Calcent.
Canyon.
It's Calcent. It's the
Calcent
scent of Cal's. Calcent. Look, this is a 18-page PDF about a guy named Cal and different ways that he smells to different PCs. It has a location with lore, detailed encounters with this Cal guy, stat blocks for his odors, custom artwork, battle maps, a regional map. Honestly, it's a city beneath the waves, and you're gonna love it. If you win it, all you have to do is type !drawing to get in on the giveaway, and it could be yours at the end of the stream. Cal makes candles.
And
You heard it
maybe-
here first.
Growing warm, increasing in heat.
Yeah.
Oh, it
It's a
all
candy.
makes sense now. It all makes
I love it.
sense. Everything.
Mhm.
! Trying to win. That's all I need to say. It's as simple as that. I think you have a great chance of winning, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. They're the deets. Thank you to CZRPG. If you want to check out their Patreon, we are sponsors of their Patreon or patrons or whatever that is, and they pump out great maps and content all the time, and we love to drop it into our game. So thank you to Christian and his team over at CZRPG. All right. Do we have anything else? Andy?
Hmm?
Any additional announcements?
Oh, you
No.
want to? Yeah, just wrap up the fundraiser. Tell people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead,
yeah.
Bleak. Do it.
Why me?
Okay. I'll do it.
No, I can do it. Thank you
Right,
so
do
much,
it.
everyone who came and watched our games and donated with our partners, Wanderers Haven and Phoenix Iwaki. We managed to not only reach our original goal of $2,500, but we blew through it and ended up at 3,500 and something, 3,550 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait,
like
so what did
3,555.
that mean when we blew through the goal? What was going to happen?
Yeah, so
we
when
need time to move on. We've got a long game to get into.
Mhm.
Well, there's supposed to be some sort of little dance-off action happening.
Thanks a lot, Ashley.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And but we super appreciate everyone who came and played, who came and watched, who donated, who shared the messages on socials. You're all rock stars. Thanks so much for helping us help this great cause that is No Kid Hungry. Thanks to our sponsors. Free League Publishing will give us a whole bunch of stuff, giveaways to give to people who give us the game that we played, The Lord of the Rings and Blade Runner. And thank you so much to the cast and everybody else. We super appreciate you, and we did some good work.
Yeah, we had a great time doing it. That was a lot of fun. So thank you all. Thanks, Bleak. That was great. All right, my friends. With that said, and totally pretending like we didn't hear Ashley drop that little bomb with the dance off thing that I'm not going to bring up again, and I accidentally just did. Let's go ahead and jump into a recap of our last session, because our last session was a bit of a doozy, you guys. You set out into the Glazvolk Marsh in search of a powerful old crone said to possess equally powerful magics, capable of lifting curses and likely bestowing them as well. A short distance into the swamps, you were attacked by highwaymen who had set an ambush for you with the hopes of silencing your none too subtle inquiries, Desmond, about lost half-elven woman named Chiral. Luckily, the brigands totally underestimated your capabilities, and you were able to repel them and their attacks. Some of them fell in battle, others fleeing. But in the process of defending yourselves, Desmond was overcome with a murderous rage that somehow ended with his cursed dagger being plunged into his companion, Nori. Wounded, weary, deeply concerned about the growing power of Desmond's curse, you continued into the depths of the swamp, where you became lost. You were forced to spend a night in camp. Camping in disorienting mists of the Glazvolk Marsh, you encountered glowing orbs that floated about your suitably dry campsite. You managed to avoid their attention before setting out at what sort of resembled morning, I guess. Partially rested and damn near completely hopeless. You heard sorrowful lamentations echoing through the marsh, heightening your despair as you trudged through the wet muck and mire, fighting off the urge to investigate the melodious dirge. You continued on with the frustration of failure, wet feet, and itchy welts from insect bites, and the last glimmer of hope as it fades. You watched as the mists began to part. Before you, nearly overtaken by the marsh, stood a dilapidated hovel. Xanthi approached and knocked upon the door, hoping this to be the home of the old herbalist that could help with Desmond's curse. The old voice responded from inside, attempting to shoo you away. But your persistence prevailed, and Old Mona Blackwood met you upon the threshold of her lair. You offered her gifts of spice and pastry, asked for her help with removing Desmond's curse. Enticed by your desperation, Old Mona Blackwood bid Desmond join her inside the hovel for a chat. Inside, Desmond revealed his predicament, the cursed dagger's growing influence on him. Showing the blade to her, he was met with laughter and the terms of her bargain. Mona would agree to lift the curse in return for the dagger itself, that and a request that she would place upon his companions one by one. Desmond agreed to the terms as best he could, not necessarily speaking for his friends, but he returned to his friends with the message and the terms and the bargain. And after a short deliberation, Nori Bibblespark stepped forward and entered the lair. Oh, my friends, this is where we are going to start with tonight's episode. Nori, as you make your way inside, the door closing behind you, you see old Mona sitting in a rocking chair. She bids you enter. Come forward, Bibblespark. Sit.
What's the smell in here? Have you been cooking something?
There's always something cooking with old Mona Blackwood.
Nori will sit down.
Could I interest you in some tea? She reaches out with this
Sure.
long arm that should not be possible. She's sitting maybe 4 feet from you. Her arm reaches out maybe 3 feet from her body, extending as she lifts up this old, kind of fragile looking, cracked teapot. And she pours this boiling liquid into a small cup that has chips along the edge. She places it before you with her long arm, and you can see her nails are cracked and broken, and there's grime and dirt and other things growing on her fingernails that are inches long, and she pours herself a cup as well and sets it down. Careful, it's hot. I wouldn't want you to burn yourself.
Thank you for your concern. I guess, we all needed to come in separately. Did you want some privacy? Do you want me to clip your nails or do your hair? I can do those
that
things.
would be delightful. But I fear that your friend Desmond has very little time left before he is overtaken with corruption.
Yes.
You seek to help him. But haven't you just met? Why would you help this person?
I think it's fair to say I am a very motivated helper. And she kind of like fingers the wound that the dagger did to her. I want to be helpful to this group. I want to stay with this group, but
Yes.
if I keep getting stabbed, I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm, like I said, quite motivated to help.
If the curse is not lifted from Desmond, I fear, Nori Bibblespark, that you will have to take it from him. Or you could make a deal. You have something that I want. Yes, you do.
There is no way I would ever take anything from Desmond, so obviously I will do whatever it is that you want. I mean, is it a thing you want? I have this really cool rat tail that I just recently got.
Oh, curious.
I'll pull it out.
Very nice.
Do you want to sniff it? It's got quite an aroma. I think, judging by the decor here and the smell, you might really kind of like it. I'll reach as far as I can without getting out of the chair, so that's like probably a foot, and waft it kind of in front of her a little bit.
Oh, it's very nice, but no, that is not what I want, Nori Bibblespark.
Oh, okay.
I want something more special than that. More important than that. Don't worry. I could request your fancy sword. And she kind of opens her hand and there's a sword in her hand.
Is it mine?
It looks like yours. But this is not what I want. And she kind of closes her hand and it disappears. No, it's not the sword that I want. It is your memory. I want your sorrowful memory. I want you to tell me a story of something tragic, yes. Something very tragic that you wish to forget, you wish never happened. Yes, I want your story, Nori Bibblespark. Tell me about your brother.
Well, there's a very big distinction between it never happening and me wishing to forget it. Are you saying that if I tell you this, you can say that his death never happened?
Did it happen? Is the question you should be asking.
Of course it did. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yes. Of course you did. Well, perhaps this memory of yours is precious to you. I think it brings you much sorrow and pain. Why do you hold on to it so dearly?
I can't make any more memories with my brother. So every memory that I have is extremely important to me, even if they are painful. I do wish to keep them.
Well, one thing that old Mona knows is when you make room by forgetting, new memories seem to find their way to replace them. And perhaps old memories are tainted with what you believe to have happened rather than what really happened. Have you ever wondered why this matron of yours has gifted you with such powers?
I don't wonder. No, I don't want to think about that. It isn't that I don't enjoy the power and I feel like I could be a help with these powers. I just don't want to think about why. I mean, the reason she gave was believable, and I really, at the time, bought it. But the way she communicates with me sometimes, I'm not sure if it's good anymore.
She lies to you. And I, loving Mona Blackwood, care about you, Nori. I want you to know the truth.
You want me to know the truth about my matron?
Your matron and your brother, and perhaps your purpose.
Nori's getting real sweaty right now. There's is it can we open a window? It's getting really hot in here.
Of course. She waves her hand and the windows open up.
Oh.
And it's just darkness, just absolute black outside the windows. There's no forest, there's no swamp, there's no friends. It's just black. But there is a kind of a rancid breeze that blows through.
Better. Okay, what do you need from me then?
Wait 1 minute. This is so exciting. She gets up out of her chair. She walks over to some cabinet and she opens it up. And you look now and you can see that there are all kinds of jars, cloudy jars and twig figures and desiccated animals and all kinds of like taxidermy type things that look totally unnatural. She grabs this box and she brings it down. She sets it on the table in front of you. She pulls up this big kind of horn-looking contraption that's attached to the box and she turns it towards you. Now I want you to tell me your brother's story. I will take it from you and it will be mine. All the sorrow, all the pain. You shall know the truth. You make room for new memories and they shall fill right in.
If I tell you these things, are they going into this box?
It is quite a spectacular device. I will show you how it works as you tell me your story.
Well, if I tell you this story, Nori's story, does that mean I will forget I have a brother? Will I forget he's died? How much
You
will
will lose this artificial memory that has been implanted in your brain, Nori. Don't you want the truth? You must decide for your friend Desmond to offer up these untruths of your life, as uncomfortable as it may be to you, and as delicious as it may be to me.
All right.
Oh, good. Good. She reaches down and she pulls out this little handle on the side of the box and she just starts to crank it slowly. Go ahead. Go. It's time.
Can I think about this for a minute? This is a big decision.
I'll give you 1 minute.
1 minute? You're kind of a high-pressure sales witch here.
Well, I'm good at what I do. I have taken many sorrowful stories from many people.
Then what's happened to them?
They are mine. I collect them.
What do you do with them?
I revel in them.
Right, I will tell you part of the story of my brother's death. You are welcome to it. You're welcome to take it. I don't need it anymore. We fought at Emerald Meadows a long time ago. We fought together.
Yes. Continue.
He died there in battle. We were winning. I mean, we won. Our side won, but we got separated, and well, I have to say that finding his body was undeniably terrible, but
Yes. How did it make you feel?
well, the worst part of it was the feeling. Well, we're twins. Okay, so we have a mental link or a bond, a spiritual connection of some sort. I would know when he was happy. I knew when he was scared when the goblins raided our farm. I knew I wasn't even around
Terrified.
him, but I knew. I knew how happy he was when he first held his girl Lydia's hand. I wasn't there either. So on the battlefield, the worst moment was I felt the connection severed. The bond was gone.
Yes.
That was the worst moment, and I would forget that moment if that would help save Des. It was even worse than finding the body much later. Okay, so we're done here, right? Des is fine?
Not quite,
He's free?
Bibblespark. When you held your brother in your arms on the battlefield at Emery Meadows, he spoke to you, did he not?
Kind of. Yes. Stop turning the wheel.
It's just a habit. Don't worry about the wheel. Forget
I'm
about the
worried
box.
about the wheel. I'm worried about the wheel.
Pretend
I'm
like
gonna
the
reach
box
over.
isn't here.
I'm gonna reach over and try to touch her hand and make it stop.
Oh, okay. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit. $13?
You take 7 force damage as you are blasted back from her, and like you're in your chair still. You didn't fall over, but you're like pushed back into your chair. No, not without consent, Bibblespark.
Okay, valid. However, I'm not gonna tell you anymore if you continue to whatever you're doing there.
Well, then I'm afraid your companion will die. He will succumb to his curse. I'll just put this box away, no big deal. She starts kind of folding it up
Okay,
and packing.
wait. Are you sure you don't want me to take care of your teeth or anything? I mean, I can smell
Maybe
what's
later.
going on from here. That's all I have. I mean, My life has been pretty happy, pretty great, except for that one moment.
Skip the happy stuff and get back to the sorrowful.
Yeah, he talked to me, yes. It wasn't him, but yes, it happened.
It was her.
I know now, yes, it was her.
Do you want to know why she chose you, Nori? What her plans are for you? Why she lied to you about your brother?
No, not really, but I am pretty sure you're going to tell me anyway.
Oh no. No, Nori Bibblespark, that is for you to decide. I have what I need. The answers that you seek can be found at the place of the occurrence. Return to the battlefield of Emery Meadow, to where you believe your brother to have been buried. And you have no idea what she's talking about now. Return to the place of the cleric's burial, and you will find the truth. She packages up the box. You have no recollection now of what you just told her, as it has been metaphysically, psychologically pulled from you. She packages up the box. Your friends are lucky, Bibblespark. You are loyal.
Well, so why would I go to that place you just told me about?
To ask your matron for the truth. Now, tea?
No, I think I'm done here. Oh, maybe just a sip. I just do a sample sip, and I put it back down.
It's fantastic. It's like rose hips and like kind of an Earl Grey sort of flavor to it. Delicious.
Oh my god, this is great. Okay, just a couple more sips.
Don't burn your mouth.
Okay. I'll go to that place, I guess. Okay.
Very well, we're done here, Nori Bibblespark. You can tell the dwarf, Lachlan Feldspar, that I would like a word with him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Good. I'll turn around and go out.
You guys all watch as the door and Nori comes out.
That was weird.
What
happened?
happened?
What's going on in there?
She had a box and she was like rolling it, and I told her some stuff, but I don't even really remember. I don't know what I was. I mean, I kind of feel a little bit lighter now, honestly.
Well, that doesn't sound bad.
I don't think it was bad. She did not want my rat tail either. I still got it.
Oh,
Imagine that. Are we done then? Is she gonna cure Des so that we can skedaddle on out of here?
You are next, my fine groomed pal.
I'm next what?
You gotta go in there. You gotta go in there right now.
I feel like this is a job interview.
It's about
Is just
yeah.
pacing back and forth.
Yeah. She wants to talk to you too. So
What she wants to talk to Lachlan? No.
yeah, try the tea. By the way, it's delicious.
Yeah, okay. Fucking fine, you know.
Don't
In for a
touch
penny.
her hand though. Don't touch her hand. Warning.
Tried to touch her. Never mind. Just. All right. Well, if you hear me yelling, I guess set fire to something. I'll go in.
I'm really good at that.
I know.
Good luck. Lala.
You'll be
All right.
great.
I go in, and just before I do, I touch my little amulet and just to give me a little bit of strength, and then walk in.
You enter into the lair, Lachlan, and very similar to the others, you see this old woman sitting in a rocking chair at the far end of this hovel. There is a table that separates her from a chair that is right in front of you as you walk in. There are candles lit around the perimeter of the room. Lachlan Feldspar, what a wonderful surprise. Just kidding, I asked for you. Come in. Sit.
Walk in. Sit. What's this all about then?
You are here on behalf of your friend Desmond, I presume. Willing to do whatever it takes to help a friend. You've always been so giving with your assistance, caretaking. What is it, Lachlan, that drives you to take such good care of people?
Isn't that what we're meant to do? Help each other out, care for other people? I mean, I guess you can wake up in the morning and make the decision to be a total ass bag and just live to be cruel to people, but that feels like it takes even more energy, so I figured this is the easier way out.
It is a good perspective that you have honed over the years. From your early days on the oceans, I presume, by the smell of you. Tell me, Lachlan, you're here to do something good for your friend Desmond, to help him with his curse. Why?
Well, I don't know. I guess I have a soft spot for the guy. He's young and experienced, just kind of bumbling around, you know. Kind of person who just sort of randomly walks into walls and things, but you know, he doesn't deserve what he got.
How well do you know your friend Desmond?
Not that well, to be honest.
Well, some people have earned things worse than curses.
Are you telling me that he's had much worse? Or done worse?
I'm simply suggesting that you don't necessarily know your friend as well as you might think you do.
I understand that, but you gotta start somewhere.
That's true. And one way that I find to get to know people better is to hear their story. You carry with you trinkets of value, trinkets of meaning to you, things you have collected. You wear a trinket around your neck, yet you do not necessarily know what it entails to wear that symbol. Tell me, from this trinket box of yours, would you be willing to part with one of the meaningful trinkets to save your friend's soul?
What is this all about? Like, can't you just help him? Like,
That's
why
not how
wouldn't
it
you
works.
just help him?
I mean,
What-
this is
says who?
inherent.
Says who?
What?
Like, if you
The
have
union.
this power,
Power
you got me
is
there.
traded. Power is negotiated. Power will cost you.
And how do we know that if we trade these things to you, you can actually help Desmond?
Do you know anything about making bargains with hags?
No, but I'm learning.
Well, we are always good to our word. If you give me what I want, this curse will be lifted. It means nothing to me to see your friends suffer, to be overtaken by corruption. But it means something to you, doesn't it, Lachlan Feldspar?
And so you seek to punish me for caring for my friend. I have to give you something because I care for my friend.
Think of it as sharing. Sharing is caring.
These things in my box, they're all painful memories. It's a box of sorrows. Wouldn't you rather I tell you a wonderful, heartwarming tale instead? Something to make you feel good out here alone in the swamp at night, surrounded by your little candles and your dust and whatever the fuck it is we saw out there hanging out. Just what were those things? Goblins?
My children.
All right, I'm not one to judge, but I'm
That's
just
my
saying,
family you're talking about.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying, wouldn't you want a heartwarming tale?
She does not have a beard, but she strokes this long hair that's growing out of her chin. Just one long hair. It's thick, though.
Didn't Nori offer to take care of that for you?
She was going to do my nails, I think, or my teeth.
So, a warm tale, something light, sunny.
I want you to pick a trinket from your box. I want you to gift it to me along with the story, and I will cherish that heartfelt pain. I will enjoy that story.
Why the pain? Why the sorrow? Why not something good? That's what I don't understand. You can make that choice, can't you?
I can make all sorts of choices, such as to not help your friend with his curse.
All right, fine. Reach into his bag. He'll pull out this little tobacco box.
Oh, yeah.
He'll slide it open.
She leans closer.
Slide open. Oh, fuck, I always open the wrong end. Close it. Turns it around. Opens the other end. You'd think that I learn after all this time. He rummages. There's a bunch of little trinkets, little things in there. There's like a grommet. There's like a lock of hair. There's a few little other things. A little knife with the broken blade. He rummages through and eventually stops, and he'll pull out a little piece of paper folded. It looks quite damaged, like maybe it's been in the water or something. And when he opens it, he does it very gingerly, not to destroy it, and there's already little flecks of it that kind of fall to the ground. How about this then?
Ooh, yes. You can see her fingers almost elongate as she's like getting ready to reach for it.
Pull it back.
For your companion's life, you will give this to me, and a story of its meaning to you.
Extends his hand, drops it in her palm.
She grabs it fast, pulls it back. She looks at it closely and smells it.
You like poetry?
Who doesn't love poetry? You'd have to be a monster.
And the horizon throws away its shroud, sweeping a stretching circle from the eye. Storms upon storms in quick succession crowd, and o'er the sameness of the purple sky heaven paints, with hurried hand, wild hues of every dye. That's what's written there. I know it by heart because I can't read. Never learned how to read. Little thing I'm ashamed of, but it is what it is. I had a friend who was teaching me, but unfortunately I have a new friend who will perhaps be helping me with this, I hope. That little poem that you hold there is what's left of a much longer poem. There was a few pages of it. I was never able to read it, but I had some drunk sailor one night read it to me, and I committed it to memory so that I would always remember it, since I couldn't read it. It came from a woman named Solia Merriweather. A long time ago, my family and I moved to a coastal town from the mines where we used to live, a little town called Elred. Solia was, well, she lived there with her family. She was human, not dwarven. There were not many dwarves there. We were one of the few families there, in fact, of dwarves, but I fell very much in love with Solia. Unfortunately, my affections were not returned, but she was a very kind girl, and She did what she could to take some of the sting away from us. I was a very young dwarf, you understand? Are you getting sick of my story already? I was a very young dwarf then, you understand, not
Couple
accustomed
of
to
frogs
these
in my
feelings.
throat, that's all.
And, well, I understood, I respected her wishes, but they no less sowed pain in my heart, hearkening an eventual harvest of the deepest sorrow, you see. Not pain, maybe, but sorrow void, a sense of immeasurable loss.
Oh,
A whole
yes.
you can't feel, no matter the joys and laughter and friendships that you make.
Wonderful.
No balm there was for this wound. If I couldn't cure it, I thought I could flee this void in my heart as far as I could go, seeing Solia every day, her sad smile as she knew the havoc that the sound of her voice, the color of her eyes wrought, and the regret it brought her. I looked away and I saw the horizon.
You can't run from heartbreak. You can't run from heartbreak, Lachlan.
Who's telling the story here, Hag? You or me?
I'm just interrupting you to interject.
Well, don't.
Hold on 1 second.
Painful enough.
And you watch as this frog, she spits up this frog that just lands on the table and runs off. Continue. I'm so sorry.
You're right. You can't run from it. Running didn't help. Only made the void all the more noticeable. The endless ocean, the endless sky, the endless horizon. So much space for an endless void to resonate and grow and clamor. Eventually I returned. I made peace with the void, and in time it became a comfortable companion, one that told me there was no reason to fear any hurt, for what hurt could surpass this emptiness, you know? Eventually Solia left. She was married off to a man in another town, but...
Oh, terrible.
Before she left, she gave me this poem. She said that the horizon had inspired it in her. Most of it was lost in the shipwreck, but I learned it by heart, so... Sometime later, when I met my friend Norb, I asked him to tell me which part of the poem was left, since this was the only bit I'd salvaged from it. He told me so that I could remember which of the lines were left.
Yes. Yes.
I guess I'm still running.
The void you carry with you still.
Well, you find other things to put next to it and kind of tuck it away in a little corner eventually.
Your storm god.
You know of him?
He seems to have filled your void quite nicely. Not
More like he gives me an
innuendo.
outlet for it.
Such a wonderfully tragic story, Lachlan.
It's a story shared by millions and millions. Everyone's got a broken heart. My story is
but this
special
one
or
is
different than
yours.
yeah, well,
And now, it is mine.
I hope this little pill of bitterness sticks in your throat, Hag. And let me tell you, you better come through for Dez. Because if you want to talk about my god, I'll introduce you.
You do have a sense of humor, too. I like you. You can stop by and tell me your sad stories anytime, Feldspar. I'll be
I think
here.
this is the last time I tell you any story. Make good on your deal, Hag.
I always do. You may go.
And try joy sometimes.
I'll take it under consideration. Send in Xanthi.
This should be fun. See you later.
Lachlan, you step back out outside of the hovel, and you guys all watch as he comes out. The door opens and releases him from the lair.
How did it go? What did she want?
She's a hag who feeds on misery. That's all she is.
They don't really have any.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Xanthi. You don't have anything to give her.
I mean, oh, I have that creepy doll. You think she wants it?
She didn't want my rat tail.
Yeah.
That's creepy too. You can try though. I mean, weirder things have happened, right? Try it.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get this curse off you, right, Des?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't like this.
I'm gonna make it right. You know, I gave you that dagger, and I thought it was okay, but I mean, obviously, it's hurting you now, and that's my fault. Okay, and Xanthi will turn around and take a deep breath and walk into the
Hey,
hut.
Xanthi, before you go in,
Yes?
just be careful, because I found that sometimes the people who think they don't have painful stories to tell are the ones who have them hidden really, really far below, and those are usually the worst ones.
Okay. She turns around and goes in.
What the hell is going on in there?
Xanthi.
People, Des,
Oh, go ahead.
feed
Sorry.
on darkness. And that's all that's going on in there. Faster we get the fuck out of here, better all we're gonna be.
Very true.
I think we never should have come here.
Back down now. We've given a lot for this. I think. Wait.
You look over at Spug, and he's just kind of like got his head down, like trying to look very inconspicuous.
Right idea.
You don't think she's gonna ask me to go in there, do you?
I hope
I mean,
not.
I'm just an NPC. I don't have to go in there, do I? Shit. Xanthi. While Spug Noir is fretting outside, the door opens as you approach, and you see Old Mona Blackwood sitting at her table, and with these long arms and long fingernails, she bids you come forward. Come, Xanthi. Please, join me.
Okay. She walks in and... should I sit?
Sit, yes, sit. And the door, the rest of you, everything goes silent from inside. You don't hear anything. You are just a fount of energy, aren't you? Look at you. So happy. So innocent. So many secrets.
What do you mean?
What is it about this Desmond that you find so compelling to make a deal with an old hag in the Glazvolk Marsh? To put yourself at risk like this? You're not an adventurer like them, are you?
Well, I mean to be. And Desmond's my friend. You know, like, he's the first friend that I picked myself. He's very important to me.
Well, that is why you're here then, I suppose, to help your friend that you know so well.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter if I know him well or not. I know who he is now. And he's a good person.
He is?
He means to be.
He tries. He wants nothing less than to get rid of the dagger. You know this. He wants it for himself. But I have said that I would help you. You have been very adventurous and courageous, Xanthi. But don't you think it's time for you to go home to Lulu?
I mean, I don't... I'm not really... I don't feel like I'm done yet. There's a lot of stuff to happen. There's someone who got kidnapped and we're supposed to save them, and you know, like, I haven't finished my journal, and you know, Des has so many curses, and people need me here.
You keep a journal?
Oh, I do. It's. I mean, you might like it. It's full of, you know, all the things that have happened to us. And she briefly, like, she flips it open and there's Lachlan getting mauled by a bear. Right in the front.
Very nice. Ooh, that bear looks so real and vicious. Yes.
I could draw your picture for you. You know, like, maybe, like, of some of your, you know, forest friends that are out front.
She just brushes her hand through the air, and you see your journal just flutter the pages, and it opens up to a page, and you see a picture of her sitting in her rocking chair.
Oh, I didn't draw that though.
You captured everything perfectly, Xanthi.
Hey.
Ashley, tell me, what does Lulu look like in Xanthi's memory? Because right now, before you see, as you look back up, you see Lulu in front of you, sitting there in the chair.
She looks like an older version of Xanthi, with like gray and like a couple strands of white coming in her hair. But you could tell that it used to be the same color as Xanthi's. They're almost exactly the same height. The only difference is really her eyes are brown and Xanthi's are bright gold.
You look up and you see Lulu, your mother. When are you coming home, Xanthi?
Oh, Lulu?
You've been gone so long.
So sorry, I meant to send a message back, but nobody had any way to like send a letter or a spell or anything. It's longer than I thought it would be, actually.
I miss you.
I miss you too. But I'll come home. You know, when I'm done. It's just gonna take a little while.
It won't be soon enough. It won't be soon enough. And the transition back to Mona Blackwood.
Oh.
Perhaps the adventure in life is not for you after all, my precious. You could leave these friends of yours and be with Lulu.
I mean, yeah, but Lulu's going to be there when I come home. Like, you know, the shop isn't going anywhere.
Of course not. People never leave. They always come back. Or do they?
Makes me really nervous now.
Yet you remain loyal to this Desmond.
We're friends.
Let me ask you a question, Xanthi. Do you know what you truly are?
I don't actually know what you mean. What am I?
Not this. Not
you just
this.
pointed to all of me.
She pulls up this fragment of a mirror. It's like shattered and broken. She holds it up, and you see yourself in it. You see Xanthi. Not
Okay.
this. This is not who you are.
That's really deep.
Thank you. I've been working on it for 2 weeks. She puts it away. Do you know how much trouble you've caused?
Oh, no. I don't.
I think not. The people who have suffered to keep it a secret, to keep you a secret, to keep you safe, Lulu and the others. What they have gone through, what they go through even now.
I don't know.
You don't know any of it.
I mean, no. I mean, except for Dez, that was my fault.
Yes, you bear the guilt of this curse, yet you do not bear the curse itself.
Right.
And you
I
are
mean, it
willing...
could have very easily been me, but, I thought I was doing a good thing, and then it ended up being a very bad thing.
Yes. It's a good lesson to learn. That despite it all, you're willing to sacrifice anything to save your friend. Am I right?
Right. I mean, now you want something from me, right? So, I do have this really creepy doll in my bag. That maybe you would like.
Let's at least look at it.
Okay. And Xanthi will use a bit of fabric and wrap around her hand, and then put her hand in the handy haversack and go, creepy doll. And she pulls out this slightly soggy porcelain doll with eyes that open and close as you tilt it.
Mona,
Who can pass this up?
She fans like fear. She's like, it's fantastic. It's beautiful.
Oh, it is so for you. And Xanthi will put it down on the table.
This is not what I seek, Xanthi.
Nine.
I want your bracelet. And she points down at your wrist, and her hands reach out, her arm gets super long, and it comes 4 or 5 feet across the room. And she just delicately she tries to touch it. Do you pull away?
No.
She
my lucky bracelet?
Her claw, her nails just kind of tick, on it. Yes. Yes. I want it.
Well, if I give you this, you'll lift Dez's curse, right?
Desmond's curse? I almost forgot about Desmond's curse. You, Xanthi, are the reason that you're here, not Desmond and this silly little curse.
Oh. I am?
Will you give me what I want to help your friend?
If you'll lift the curse on Desmond, if you can lift both curses, I'd really appreciate it. That's 2, and I know that's more, but I will happily... I will sadly give you this bracelet.
This is not a 2-for-1 deal today. 1 curse.
Just the one where he stabs my friends, like that one you'll lift? The dagger?
Yes, I will lift the curse that he asks me to lift from him, but only 1.
Okay. I don't know how to get the bracelet off.
Reach out your arm and put your hand on the table.
You're not going to chop my arm off, are you?
All right, plan B.
Okay. I mean, maybe if you have some grease or something, we can really try to top it off. But I would like to keep this hand.
You lay your hand down on the table.
Yes.
She looks at it and she's just like, oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes, oh, yes. I've waited so long for this moment.
Oh.
She gets up from her chair and she goes over to this cabinet. It's got all kinds of like baubles and trinkets and jars and twig figures and desiccated animals. And she pulls out this strange like ocular device that she puts on her head, and it has one like amplified glass in front of one eye, and her eye just looks huge in the one eye. She kind of walks over.
It is really nice, right? Like, definitely worth lifting a curse.
Very nice. Yes. Quiet now. She looks down at it with the big glass eye. And she taps it 3 times. And you watch as the amber color kind of flares, and you can see where the cracks are from when you got attacked by the ogre in the moat house. And the cracks start to peel apart from each other. She looks up at you and smiles. You will never be the same after this, Xanthi.
Right, because I've grown as a person.
Something like that. She taps it again 3 more times, and it begins to crumble. Pieces of it fall off onto the table. Oh, yes, yes. She taps it again. It starts to crumble again. Your bracelet falling apart now. She kind of steps away. Her hands come back, and she looks at it. Just watch now. It crumbles into pieces, falling. You didn't see it before, but she has another arm that comes out, and there's like this tray that she's catching all of the crumbs of this broken amber-like stone. You're caught off guard as the air is almost like pulled from your lungs as the bracelet falls away. You try to catch your breath, and you feel almost a sense of immediate like, uh-oh, what did I do? Like regret. Like you're trying to catch your breath, and the bracelet, you look down and the bracelet is gone, and you see this hand of hers, like these 2 hands that make no sense, like sweeping up the crumbs in this tray, and they disappear behind her. There, my child. Steady yourself. She steps towards you, looming now before you, and she pulls out that jagged mirror, and she holds it in front of you. Behold your true nature. With the release of the bracelet's power, there's this radiant glow as you look into this kind of cloudy, soiled mirror. This golden hue begins to emanate, coming from like your chest area, but cascading outward, washing across your body like liquid gold. And you feel this strange companion sensation of like a lengthening, like your arms are getting longer and your body, your torso is stretching. And there's sort of like this accompanying sound of like, it's subtle, but you can feel yourself, your body is transforming. You look in the mirror and you can see that your once flowing locks shrink and morph into this pixie-like metallic feathered haircut. There's this delicate shimmering plumage that flutters gently as this rancid breeze floats through the hovel. And even your face changes. You look in the mirror and you see a stranger, the childlike features that you had, the roundness of your cheeks, the rosiness of your cheeks, all of that replaced with this magically sculpted visage of like angularity, high cheekbones, pointed chin. It definitely is not Xanthi that you're looking at, or maybe it is. The reflection is really dizzying and you have to look away from it. And she just kind of cackles. Now you know what you are.
What did you do to me?
I have released you from the lies, the treachery, the deceit that has hurt so many around you. Of course, you will be hunted now. Your kind always have been, always will. Luckily, most simply think of you and your kind as old wives' tales, intended to frighten the children. Fools, fools, fools. If you desire to be Xanthi, then will it to be. If you desire to be your true self, you can thank me.
Oh. Okay, I'm fine. Oh, and Tess is fine. Okay. She just in utter shock, just kind of like turns around towards the door and just mechanically walks out.
Tell your friends that it's still you. And I'll be with you in a minute to deal with this curse.
You see a random gold-colored girl walk out of the hut. She is taller than Xanthi. Her features are angular. Her skin kind of has this shimmery, almost liquid-looking gold underneath that maybe Lachlan would seem familiar from the glimpse that you had briefly seen when Xanthi had passed out. But you didn't really get a good look. Lachlan?
What's going on?
Help.
Zanny?
Nori summons her sword.
I'll run over to her.
What happened?
Nancy?
I traded my bracelet, and something happened.
Did she do this to you, or come down? Let's get away from the house.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I think so. But she showed me a mirror, and I don't look like me. And I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it's not wholly different than what I saw that night, but I mean, how would she have known? I have no way of telling if this is a spell that she's put on you or something, or if she took your bracelet, you said. Does she still have it?
I gave it to her. She said that she would fix this. She'll fix you, Des.
I mean, look, there's nothing about this that feels familiar to you.
I mean, you will notice as you look at her, her eyes are exactly the same, and it looks right for the weird color of her skin. You know, finally, like it almost makes sense.
So is this, sorry, Dave, but is this anything we've seen? Like, I'm assuming she's not an elf, right?
No, this is not a creature that you've ever seen standing before you.
Is there any parallels to anything else? Like, is it more, I'm going to say random shit, but is it more reptilian? Is it still...
No, it's humanoid in nature. Yeah, I mean, I think you could potentially be like, you know, some sort of weird elf or some sort of weird human like race or something, but yeah, so I mean, it looks like that humanoid shape basics, right? But very different from what you saw when Xanthi went inside.
Yeah, I mean, she's not ugly. She's a little odd. Like she's got kind of a fae air around her.
All right, hold on a second. Stay here. Dez, can you keep an eye on her? Bibbles, you want to come with me?
Where are we going? Yes, of course.
Turn around and walk towards the shack.
We want to go back in there right now? Okay. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with
no,
you.
I mean, take Des. She's going to lift that curse.
Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. I just have a question I want to ask her first. Stomp back up the porch.
Des will just go over and sit with Xanthi.
Can I walk inside, or?
You try to open the door and the door
Yeah.
opens. Yeah. You can see that she's standing with her back to you, and she looks like she's gathering some things from that cabinet. What is it, Lachlan Feldspar? Come to share more stories.
No, I've come to ask you a question. Are you gonna turn around and look at me, or?
Yes, one minute. I'm gathering my things for your dear friend Desmond. She's like pulling things off the shelves and putting them in a little sack. She turns around. Well then, what is it that you wish to ask? Have you changed your mind about this curse thing?
No, I haven't changed my mind. That's got nothing to do with it.
Well,
I know you like to interrupt, but for once, just keep your counsel for 1 minute.
very well.
What I need to know, what I want to know, is this thing that's just happened to Xanthi. Now, if this is something that was hidden from her, I think it's probably a good thing that she knows about it, because to have something like that hidden from you, I don't think is good. But if it's something that you did to her, then we're going to have another issue.
Today is not a day of doling out curses. Today is a day of taking them away. I took away the curse of sorrow. I took away the curse of deceit. And I will take away the curse of corruption next. We have made a deal, Lachlan Feldspar. I've taken nothing that was not given to me with free will, because you and your friends sought to help your friend Desmond.
If this was some sort of curse that Xanthi was under, who did this to her? You seem to know everything.
Well, I will tell you this, Lachlan Feldspar, because you care so much for your friends, their trials and tribulations. You are a good person. Keep her safe, her kind, wherever they might have come from, have always been hunted, nearly exterminated on some realms. Yes, the fact that she is here and alive is quite fascinating. Keep her alive, if you can. In time, she will learn of her power that was kept from her in Old Mona Blackwood simply came along and helped. Call it self-discovery.
And who is hunting her? Or her kind?
That I cannot answer. But I
Cannot
will
or
tell
won't?
you. I
What is her
cannot.
kind?
What was that? Bibblespark?
I said, I'm not gonna touch you. What is her kind? What is she? I've never.
Oh, they go by many different names across the plains. You will hear them referred to as shifters, perhaps, or skinwalkers, perhaps, or changelings, perhaps. They are called many by people who know nothing of their power. She will learn. But she must be protected. Yes, yes. Now, have I answered your question, Feldspar?
Does she have like a fireplace going or something? A fire going?
There's some candles.
Turn around, walk out.
Oh, heck.
Bibbles,
Okay. I'll turn around and also follow.
She shoulders her satchel and follows you out as well. Well then, we have a bit of a hike ahead of us. We shall find the standing stones of the Glazvolk Marsh, and we shall invoke the ritual to remove your curse, Desmond. It's your lucky day. Your friends have come through for you. You owe them a great debt. Desmond Thorne. She shoulders her bag and she starts walking all these little...
is Dave gone?
all,
We might have just lost him.
I think Dave is gone. See, I knew the hag wouldn't. Okay, there she is.
Oh, I missed
Am I
that last
back?
part because he broke up. Yeah.
Okay, you owe them a great debt, Desmond Thorne. She starts walking off, and all of these creatures begin to follow. All these little creatures, and actually I have, let me see, I think I have a picture of them. We're gonna go to break here in just a second, but I wanna show you what these critters look like. If you look on the stream, you'll see they're like these fat, sort of almost undead looking creatures with this white pale skin that seems to peel apart in some places, showing some of the organs underneath them. They all kind of get into line. They're small, you know, they're like maybe goat size or smaller, and they all kind of follow her.
Dave, the stream just died.
It's bouncing in and out.
Great time for a break.
Yeah, we're gonna go to break. But anyway, so they all fall into line, you guys, and start walking down the over the bridge into the marsh, and I assume that you all follow to find out what happens when we get back from break. So yes, I don't know what's going on. We are having a crazy storm here in Duluth, so that might be part of it. But we are going to take a quick break. I want everybody to remember that we have a giveaway going. So / drawing to get in on the Coalescent Canyons, which we learned is a, what does Coalescent mean again? I forgot
Means
already.
warming up. something
Warming
that's
up. Canyons are getting hot, and so are you. So we'll see you in just a couple of minutes, you guys. Hopefully the internet works itself out by the time we get back from our break. Thanks for hanging out with us. Get in on the giveaway. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes. Hello, everybody. We're back. This is the Heroes of Greyhawk, a weekly Dungeons & Dragons live stream that we do on the weekly. because that's the whole point. And we're having a blast. We're having a big episode here of some reveals and some excitement. So thank you all for being part of it. We really appreciate you for being here. We do have a giveaway that I will remind you of. Our friends at CZ RPG are giving away the Coalescent Canyons, which is a canyon that seems to be warming up, which is pretty sweet. ! Drawing to get in on the action. It's a pretty beautiful looking product. Yeah, we're going to get right back into it, my friends. Does anybody have any questions before we begin? Any players have any questions about what just happened? Out of character. Okay. That's what I like to hear. Let's get into it
do have
then.
a question.
Oh, all right, let's hear it.
Does Nori think her brother's still alive? Or does she know he died? She just doesn't know the details of it or the memory of discovering him.
She does not know if he is. She would not know if he is dead. That whole thing, like of him dying, it didn't happen in your mind right now.
Okay.
You don't really have much to go on other than what Old Mona told you about going back to where it happened.
Got it.
Back to a powerful cleric's tomb. For whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know now.
I don't either. But Old Mona knows. Old Mona knows, even though we don't.
Well, what the crap?
What the crap, man? All right, so assuming that we're still on the internet.
Looks like it.
All right.
The delay is strong, though.
Yeah, the delay is something.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Like 30 second, or
I think you can fast forward it on your browser, I think, can't you? To catch up? I don't know.
Oh, maybe
Anyways,
it's just me.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Here we go. You guys follow Old Mona Blackwood deep into the Glazvolk Marsh. Your feet wet. Some of you in states of shock, perhaps, about what just happened. It takes some time as you follow her deeper and deeper and farther away from her hovel. And as she walks, again, there's this line of these creatures following her like a procession. And they kind of look up at you from time to time as they're like on either side of you. They seem friendly enough. Curious creatures. She leads you to a secluded grove. There are these tall stones of different heights, some of them cracked and broken, but they're all covered in moss. At the center of the stones, an altar of sorts. The thick mists, of course, having followed you throughout your entire travels in this marshland, seem to part as she walks through, as if welcoming her to some place that they knew that she would be. Indeed, as you step into the stone circle, you can see that there's, adjacent to the altar, a cauldron that has a crackling fire underneath it already as you arrive. Its contents bubbling and boiling as if the entire scene had been set and waiting for your arrival. Well, then, we are here. Thank you for the raid. 20 sides to every story. It's good to have witnesses for this kind of ceremony. Desmond, place the weapon on the altar. Reveal it.
Des will take the dagger out and put it on the altar.
As you set the blade on the altar, Desmond, you see something familiar. You see a glimmer of movement in the blade. It's like as you're sort of peeling back the burlap that you had it wrapped in, you can now see the blade. You are drawn to the blade. Like, it wants you to pick it up right now. It wants you to wield it. The urge is so strong I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. The rest of you can see this happening. You might even be watching with trepidation as he unveils this dagger, but you can see him like almost shaking as he stares at it just for a little bit too long.
Oh, it's happening again.
I'm going to use
You
one
can
of
do
my
it.
one of my advantages from previous donation. Thanks, Chad.
Nice. Thank you, Chad. I should probably remind folks that if you want to influence the game, you can cheer bits to donate advantages to our players or to your evil dungeon master.
Wisdom,
Yeah, wisdom saving throw, please.
19.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's just a little bit too long. You're mesmerized by the dagger, just looking at it. You can see faces begin to materialize in the blade. They're stretched like taffy or like wax dripping with heat. They appear to be like almost howling as they kind of pass by and sort of move in this strange, like shadowy fog inside the blade. The rest of you notice him just almost frozen in place, shaking a little bit as he's looking at the blade.
Flying
Are you
tackle.
okay? You're gonna tackle it.
Flying tackle.
Right.
Are you going to tackle him?
Yeah, like probably at his, waist or knees or something pretty low, but flying tackle.
All right, so this little gnome comes up and like kind of grabs onto your legs and it shakes you out of like this strange, almost meditative state that you were being pulled into.
Des, no.
What?
No.
What?
You were going there again.
Do you wish to wield the blade or to remove the curse, Desmond Thorn?
It's hard to resist sometimes. But I
I
wish-
believe in you, Desmond.
I want to be rid of it.
You wish to be rid of a curse? Is it the blade that you wish to be rid of? You bear more than one curse.
Yes, I want to be rid of the blade.
Very well. Concentrate and resist the urge to wield it. You watch as the blade begins to shake and vibrate, and there's this spiraling pillar of shadow that starts to emanate from it as the old hag begins to chant in some fell language that none of you have ever heard of. It's almost, the words almost offensive. And you watch as she's chanting and she pulls out these strange tokens that she sets about the blade. Bundles of twigs that are wrapped in a blood-soaked ribbon, desiccated heads of some strange canine-like beast, a sprig of a pale white vine. There's like a wing of some sort of like large looking, it's almost a dragonfly wing, but much bigger, like almost the size of like the length of a short sword. She sets these things on the stone altar. Desmond, you're the first to hear it, but Nori, you're the second. You can hear cries coming from the blade. Mournful, sorrowful, anguished cries of untold souls. You hear, Nori, the word mercy. Old Mona beckons towards Desmond. Step forward, Desmond. Come, this is the time.
I'm ready.
She pulls out this small blade and gestures for you to take it. You must spill your blood upon the blade. Do it quickly. Do it now.
He'll take the blade, cut himself on his palm, and with a fist, squeeze out some blood.
She continues chanting, louder, the energy building. You can see the disfigured visages of the people inside the blade crying out. Your blood hits the blade and sizzles as if the blade is coalescent in nature. Slowly, the voices grow in volume. They're blend into this cacophony of pain and longing. There's this ethereal shackle that you feel, almost like a pressure on your chest, Desmond. Something that you didn't realize has been there, that starts to dissolve and fade. And you feel a sense of relief as this weight of whatever it is that infests this blade releases its grip upon you as Mona continues to chant, almost in a sing-song sort of way now, as it kind of hits this crescendo, this spiral of shadow working its way around all of you. And then the cries fade, and the shadows are pulled back into the blade. Desmond, roll a perception check for me.
Oh, natural one.
You hear a voice, one last voice calling for mercy. It is familiar to you. What are the rest of you doing while this is happening? If anything. You don't have to be doing anything.
Xanthi has taken her wrap and like put it over her head to kind of like hide.
You're kind of like hiding as earlier where the spiraling shadows are sort of like coming to like almost peek in on you, but you kind of like pull tight and they just kind of swirl about you.
I would like to, while this is going on, keep an eye on things, cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay. What does it look like as you cast this?
I'm going to try to make it kind of subtle a little bit, just so that, not to kind of disturb things. But basically, it's going to be reaching for his necklace, his holy symbol, and clutching it, and sort of under his breath, draw a prayer to the storm god to help him see clearly the forces that are aligned here, and to see if what is being done to his friend is good or bad. Like, because basically I'm just want to make sure that he's not doing something that's making it worse for him. Like, I kind of want to get a sense of that, and I also kind of want to get a sense of the various other creatures that are around us, just to get a feeling if we're in trouble or not.
You haven't cast this before in this type of scenario, I'm pretty sure. Is that correct?
I mean, I've casted before. I don't know about having casted.
Not with this focus, though. Not with a focus on your friend, for example.
No.
All right, a couple of things. Because of this spell, you can detect a bunch of different things within 30 feet of you. You can see quite clearly that Old Mona Blackwood is a fae. You can see a fae essence coming from your friend Xanthi. You can see a fiendish essence that seems to almost be attached in some way to your friend Desmond. And there is almost like a tether between Desmond and the dagger that you can now see as you cast this. But as Mona Blackwood is going through this ritual, and as all of this is happening, and as the blood sizzles on the blade, you can start to see that begin to fade from your friend. And it's almost like he's sloughing off this infection as it's being pulled back into the blade.
And what about Nori?
Straight up undead.
Still latched on my leg.
Yeah, and biting.
Oh my god. I don't think you get anything from Nori.
Or sword or anything like that? No, like the link there, or patron.
Well, she doesn't have her sword out, I'm assuming.
Nope.
So
It's like I'm invisible.
that's right. All right. So as this has happened, Desmond, you feel this weight being lifted, and you hear a voice, a familiar voice. That's where we were.
It was a total of 5. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a
But it
natural
was
one.
a
Okay.
total-
You hear a familiar voice. You cannot place the voice, okay? But you do hear this. These are the only words that you heard from the dagger that made sense to you. Nori, a lot of the words that you heard were mercy, help, that kind of thing. Like you can hear actual words being said in various languages, but you just have a knack for that sort of thing. But Desmond, most of it is cries and wailing and sobbing and that kind of thing. But then you hear a voice that you just can't quite place. And it just says, "Is that you, boy? Is that you?" And then as it happens, you feel this release of energy. And you catch your breath and you look over at Mona and she whispers, no, this can't be. She lunges forward and she covers up the blade with an animal skin, scooping it up and silencing the laughter and the cries and the voices. Everything goes quiet. And she turns to you and she says, "It is done, Desmond Thorne. You have been released of your curse. Our deal is complete."
Did you hear that voice at the end?
It is best to forget and move on. To linger is dangerous in these moments. The essence of the curse about us still. Be careful, Desmond, or it will creep back. Be very careful.
He'll back away from the altar.
How you feeling there, bud?
I feel better. I think it worked.
With the loss of the sorrowful mourning wails, you start to hear the sounds of the marsh come back, crickets, mosquitoes buzzing. You watch as one by one, the literally 24 of these little creatures, these little pale-skinned creatures begin to turn silently without any sound at all and begin walking back into the mists. Mona looks to you and says, "Our deal is complete.
What are
You
gonna
have
do with
given
the
me
knife, man?
what I want, and I have given you what you want. The dagger will be safe with me, and I may find use for it, but that is mine. And your destiny is now your own, Desmond. Good
That
luck."
was the deal.
Very well. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks.
Get the hell out of here. I'll before we leave, I'll go over to the where the cauldron is, and I'll rummage through my pack, and I'm gonna take out my box. I'm gonna open the top of it. God damn it, wrong side again. Open the other side, and I'm going to throw all the things that are in it in the fire, one after the other. Then I'll close back the box. Put it back in the bag.
Aren't those your things? What did you just burn?
Only room for so much sorrow at a time. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Xanthi. He'll go up and take Xanthi's hand. Are you all right?
Be, Des, what color are your eyes?
His eyes are gray, like a light, like pale blue.
As she's holding your hand, her eyes change, like they go from gold to light gray. I don't know what happened to me. But I'm glad you're better now.
I do feel better now. Thank you.
You're welcome. And she looks away for a second and looks back, and her eyes have gone back to gold.
From where we are, do we see any other landmarks, like something that we would have seen before? Because
Great question. Interestingly enough, as old Mona ambles off following the line of her little children, as she calls them, back into the mists and disappears, the mists follow her and recede. And you can see now the sun is starting to shine through as the mists burn away. You find yourself at these standing stones. The cauldron is gone. The altar isn't there.
How much do you think was in our heads? And how much do you think that, she summoned things into reality and she's super, super strong?
well, when the whole to-do was going on with Des there, I got a sense of her being perhaps Fae kind, and well, I don't know much about the Fae, but I know the old stories, and the stories are pretty thick with mentions of strange glamours and illusions and such tricks.
She knew things. She knew a lot of things that I don't know how she knew.
I mean, she knew all of our names without us introducing ourselves, and
Definitely knew even more than that. I don't know how that's possible. I'm worried what she's gonna. I'm kind of worried what she's gonna do with the dagger.
I am too.
Well,
did you hear the voices that were coming out? I wish we could have freed them or something. They kept saying they needed help.
like I said yesterday, that dagger existed before we came along. It's not going to do anything it hasn't done already. I mean, if you want to go down there and try to find her, but I don't think we're going to find anything.
I don't know what we would do if we could. She seemed very powerful.
No, I think there's a difference between power and seeming power. She knew things and she was able to do tricks, but I don't know.
Well, she could lift a curse. None of us can do that. So she has to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter anyways. Put some miles between us and this place before night falls, yeah?
What did she say when they went back inside?
She said that your people are from somewhere else, but they travel a lot between different places. She called you a changeling. And she said that your people are traditionally sought and hunted
What?
by others.
Why?
I don't know, but there's I don't know if it means anything, but she called you a changeling, and it's clear that there's some sort of magic surrounding you. We saw with the bracelet that allows you to affect the way you look, and I think that maybe that's something that can make people a little nervous, but if there's more to it than that, I don't know. We need someone way more learned than me to figure that out, but at least we have a few tracks, some crumbs to follow.
Well, we
Someone
can't go
somewhere
back
is about to know.
to town like this.
You know, I think I can help with that. Spug and I have been working on something, and I think I can make you look different.
Okay.
It
With a
doesn't last
disguise
for
kit?
it
'Cause,
doesn't
I
last
do
for very
have-
long. But
Okay.
I can change the way you look to people.
But do you want to look different, Xanthi? I mean, this is you,
Well,
right?
That's a whole other thing.
This is you, right?
I don't know.
Hide
And
her.
she said it was, but I've never looked. I don't remember ever looking like this.
But what do you must feel something inside. There must be something telling you whether or not this is completely wrong or whether or not it's possibly true.
I kind of feel like I'd been holding my breath for a really long time, and I finally took a deep breath. Maybe maybe I was also always taller and, like flexing a muscle forever. But they can't stay like this. I don't want to be hunted.
Well, I don't think that that's going to be too much of an issue here. It's not like, I don't think that it's too general knowledge who you are and etc., what you are, etc. And I mean, look, Desmond's name is Desmond Thorne, right? Why'd you change your name, Des? I'm not scolding you here. I'm just asking.
Secrets out. It's like I've alluded to before. I didn't know if my family was still alive somewhere. And where I was, if people knew that you had family they could use it against you. I saw it happen to someone else, and I said, that's not going to happen to me, and I went by a different name.
What about now?
Adelar's my name. It's the one I chose. But Thorn is my family name. That's
So what
why
shall it be?
no one in Hamlet knew who I was.
I kind of suspected that when none of the tombstones from your family village had your last name on them. But
If we had mentioned Thorn, or my father's name, Jonathan Thorn, it would have been much different. And to be honest, I didn't want that kind of attention.
What about now? What do you want now? Who do you want to be now?
I'm Des with one curse,
that's the
not
spirit.
Des with two curses anymore. That feels good.
Nancy, you have to
Yes.
decide what you want and who you want to be. But it's your decision to make, and whatever decision you decide to make, well, if anyone wants to give you trouble for it, will have to deal with me also.
I don't think that it's a good idea to walk into town all bright, shimmery, and gold.
Well, that's another thing. Those guys that we ran into on the way here, they're waiting for us if we go back. Now, I still think we should go back, but if we do go back, we should be very sneaky about it.
Well, we don't have to go back. We could either, try to wait a few days and catch that boat, or, we could try to just go down river, like travel, but take the roads. I don't know how long that would take us.
Yeah, wasn't it, Dave? Wasn't it like 6 days by road, but 3 by boat or something like that?
Yeah, approximately a week
The
to
Twilight-
get there along the road. Yep. But
was
half
forgetting the name
that
of the
if the Twilight Falls, and yeah, but
Twilight
half if it's good conditions on the river.
You know we're just gonna get fucking lost, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Like if we're not in the swamp, we've got a pretty good shot at it. Not
I
getting
don't know. I
lost.
would say like maybe we get 50-50, but
Let me surprise you.
you're gonna
Let me-
navigate.
Let me say 70-30.
What, you got some skill you never told us you had or remembered that you have that you should have maybe told us you had that now it's gonna...
I don't know why you're casting that kind of shade at me. We've been in town the whole time. How am I going to know what Nulb looks like? I know my way around outside.
well, that probably wouldn't work. Part of me wants to go and burn those docks to the ground.
Well, we can always do that on the way back. Look, if we walk there, I guess will give us time to figure out what to do and what Zanti wants to do.
Okay, she said I'm a changeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that means I can change something, right?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know.
Oh, I just when you looked at me earlier, your eyes changed.
Want me
Into
to
what?
They weren't like they are now. They weren't gold. They looked sort of like my eyes.
Sure you want to look like Dez, though?
Xanthi, do you want to look like yourself? I can
Could be
look like
worse.
your old self. I can make an illusion of what you looked like. I mean, I don't want to be weird about it, but I did look at you a little bit.
Okay, alright. Why don't you do an illusion and I'll see if I can make myself look like me again.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think that sounds like an idea. You can make changes if you want, probably, but I'll this is exactly what you looked like. And I will cast Minor Illusion as a cantrip for 1 minute.
I don't think the
For
hair's
what?
right. I think the hair was more of a kind of
For
a,
1 minute.
you know,
So just to
lucky.
make sure that we're aware of what
Pop up the hair.
minor illusion does, you can create a sound or an image of an object. So like there's like this static
So she's
image
very
of
still.
Xanthi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dimensional picture.
yeah.
Better than nothing.
Ah!
You're just frozen in a pose.
Yeah. It lasts for 1
Okay.
minute.
Alright.
I can do it over and over.
Xanthi.
Don't feel stressed this first time.
Yeah, she's alright. She's gonna see if she can concentrate and see if she can hold her original visage.
Roll a charisma saving throw.
Good at those. 26.
Y'all watch as Xanthi's form transforms itself back into who you know as Xanthi.
She just kind of like melts in, like it becomes clear that she was shorter and like her hair was longer and like her cheeks around her. She just kind of like melts back into Xanthi.
And it's perfect. It's
Did
for
it.
you, Xanthi, it's instinctual. I mean, it's just part of who you are. You just didn't know it. Hey, thanks for the raid.
Okay, all right.
It looks right. I mean, it looks how you did before.
Right? And she like turns around a couple times. Like, it's normal?
Yeah, she doesn't look like a changeling on the back half, but I didn't do this.
She turns around, still all gold.
It's I think
Okay.
that worked. You
No,
look
it
exactly
looks-
like you did.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that will stay forever.
It's gonna be
Okay.
weird if it pops out in public. If it drops. Maybe-
It feels like a muscle that I haven't used a lot, but like, like I've done this for years, I guess.
Can you look like the rest of us?
Oh,
No, please
You want
don't.
me to try?
Please. No.
I think it would be fun to try.
I mean, you just
I'll
got it
pass.
back. I mean, I don't.
I'll pass. Thanks.
Maybe later. It's up to you. I mean, I can do another picture of you later too.
Look,
no pressure.
This
no
is who
pressure.
she is. It's not a fucking circus trick.
Well,
It's like a muscle. Do you know, like when you are exercising, you get better when you do it over and over.
Okay. And she'll walk over to and now why am I blanking on your character name? Bibbles.
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 And
Bibbles.
and she's gonna take your hand and she'll look into your eyes and she will change into a little identical gnome.
And I don't say this, but in the back of my head, I think, and that's fucking why they hunt her people.
Yeah, I mean it's off-putting to see this transformation happen, for sure.
She looks like your twin.
Roll a charisma saving throw.
When I was young and you made a stupid
60.
face.
16?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bleak.
See, like it says, when I was young and you'd pull a stupid face, my mom would say, if you stay like that and the wind changes, you're going to look like that your entire life.
Well, how awesome
no.
would that be? She looks just like me now.
But it fades.
what
She
is
can't
hilarious-
quite hold it. She can't quite hold it as it like starts to fade a little bit.
Gah! She
Just
reverts back into, I guess, would she revert back into Xanthi or would she revert back into her
Probably natural.
natural form?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it like a physical transformation or like an illusion spell being cast?
Do you want me to answer that?
I mean, it looks like it's a physical transformation. Like her body is legitimately like shifting and like shrinking into Nori and then fading back into herself.
I get a shiver.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. I'm sorry, I'm
No.
weird.
No, it's not weird. It's very cool. It is very cool.
Okay.
Please never do that with me.
Okay. I won't.
Thank you.
I'm also not very good at it yet. I feel like I haven't. Feels like a muscle I've never used.
But
Well,
that's
then-
why.
then it can get stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be all right.
All right. Well, maybe it'll come in handy. I don't know.
I could think of a few things to do with that.
I will note that when she switched down to Nori's size, she was still wearing the same clothes. So like the clothes did not shrink with her. They became too big and she was kind of like puddled in like Xanthi's clothes, but it was Nori. And as she is now, they're a little like they seem like you can tell that she was taller, or like original Xanthi was short and this golden Xanthi is taller because like she's got a good like couple inches off the bottom of her clothes where it doesn't hit the same place anymore, like, and her like wrists, like her sleeves are a little bit shorter.
But most importantly, your feet are very similar in size to Xanthi's feet. So that your boots are still fit, because that's huge.
I didn't
right
want to
there.
deal with that.
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I was
No.
like, no, I'm not walking
The
around
boots are
barefoot.
good.
I mean, if you could look like anyone, then you could go anywhere. If you think about it, you could look like you belong anywhere.
But they wouldn't be me.
Well, sometimes it's, take it from me, sometimes you don't want to be you.
guess. I mean,
I mean, for a little while, not forever.
I mean, if this is really what I look like, I guess, yes. Sometimes I don't want to look like myself.
Safety.
I suppose, I mean, like, I think I would stand out a lot. I thought I stood out a lot with the yellow eyes. But this is far worse.
I think maybe like you just the whole transformation thing is like maybe don't do that in front of people. I mean, other than us, because we're keep your secret. But if you don't want people to know.
No, I don't suppose I would.
Guys, I'm just gonna point out the obvious here, because we've been walking for a while since old Mona kind of.
Yeah, where the hell are we?
She didn't ask me inside.
That's
And
a good thing.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I kind of lucked out, because like, well, it could have been bad for me, right?
Yeah, well, maybe you didn't have a lot of sad memories, and maybe she couldn't change you into something that made you sad.
I mean, I'm pretty happy.
I didn't have a bad time in there. Really.
What happened to you?
It was weird. A little weird, but I feel like I've got a little bit of a spring in my step right now. My actual muscles on the back of my legs are a little sore right now because I think I'm just walking a little bit more. I'm a little more excited.
So she made you happier, is what you're saying?
She made me happier.
Does that seem suspicious to anyone else besides old Spuggy?
A little bit.
It was great.
Lachlan, what about you? What happened for you?
Same thing as with everybody else. She asked me to tell her a sad story, and I told her, and then she asked me to send in Xanthi.
Well, what did you tell her? Like, what story?
I don't really remember.
Nori, do you think you just don't remember?
Do I know I was talking about my brother?
Mm-hmm.
DM? Okay. I mean, I was telling her something about my brother. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've seen him in a while. I should probably go home sometime soon. I bet they're worried. I bet he's worried about me.
Wait, didn't you say that he died and he gave you that sword?
No,
Your brother is...
I couldn't have said that.
Am I the only one that remembers that?
Oh, the whole trip at the cemetery the other day.
It's weird that I have his and I pull it out. It's weird that I have his sword. I shouldn't have it. I mean, this was his birthright. This is his birthright. He's not dead. I'm not going to talk about him in the past tense.
I'm confused.
I am too. I shouldn't have this.
When we found you, you were carrying it with you. You had to bring it to the cemetery. It had gotten stolen. You remember that, right? And we went into that goblin lair and we got it back. And then we went to the cemetery with you. And then you went to the tomb and then there was this thing there and you fought it and...
Yeah. No, I remember all of that. I remember I needed to keep it safe. Because it's a very precious family heirloom. And the goblins, they'd stolen it. I don't know why I have it, though. There's no reason for me to pick this up if my brother was alive. Is alive. So you guys have got me going crazy here.
Possible that whatever you told her fled from your memory like it's gone. Like she took it from you. If you talked about your brother.
It is weird. I can't feel him out there. We're twins. I mean, I don't know if I told you that, but we're twins.
I think we
Maybe
gave
I
away a
got
lot
off-
more than we think we did back there.
Maybe I got off easy. She just like made me feel really bad that I hadn't told Lulu where I was, and then she asked for my bracelet, and I said okay.
She was a weird lady. She did say I need to go to a place. We don't have to go there now, but
Where
Where
did
do
she
you
say
need to
to
go
go?
and why?
we need to at some point go to where the Battle of Emerald Meadows was.
The what of the what now?
You must have heard of the Battle of Emerald Meadows.
Have I?
Likely. It was pretty substantial. It was the pushback of the horde of evil that had manifested itself in the old temple and had tried to take over the countryside. It was pushed back by a fellowship of men and gnomes and elves.
Wasn't that one of the big fights they had over here at the end of You'd remember? You know the history of this place?
Very big.
Yeah. That battle was one of the reasons I had to leave home when I was younger.
And you have to go there, why?
She said my matron was lying to me.
Your who?
My matron?
Your mom?
No, I'm the one who gives me my powers.
The one she works for.
Oh, the one that you said that scary oath to?
That one.
Mona said there are answers there, and it is suspicious. It's all very suspicious to me right now.
Well, we could certainly go there, but, we should probably find Sharal first.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. I don't want to supersede any other things that we're doing. I do need to get there at some point.
Right,
To answer some
well,
questions. What a day, you guys.
You're
Should
telling me.
Should I try to figure out where we are?
Sure. Look, I have this map that I apparently can't navigate from.
I mean, if you have a certain set of skills that could be put to good use.
I mean, moss grows on the north, right?
Yeah, so we need to go.
Right. Like nature or survival skills.
Any of those things.
Like, let's say you randomly add one of those skills
Right.
all along.
Give me a survival check, please.
Just those of us that are proficient?
Only if you're proficient.
5. I mean 8.
Good God.
We're gonna be stuck in this swamp
you
forever.
guys.
We're never leaving here.
Wow. And this is how it
I'm
ends.
proficient, I tell you.
Okay.
I'm good at this.
Give me a
Do
D6
you
roll.
have an advantage that you could use?
I do.
For
I
crying
do.
out loud.
Give me a D6
Do I
roll.
need
Use that
to?
advantage on the next time if you want to.
Yeah.
But first of all,
3.
okay, you guys,
I
seriously.
don't like that reaction.
Look, you're walking along. And this is something that you had been looking for before, but you find yourself all of the sudden standing before the ancient standing stones.
Oh man, there
where
they
the
are.
ritual had occurred, where the dagger curse ritual had happened.
Wait,
Abracadabra!
We're
we
just
were walking
here.
in circles. We were here already.
We're not very good at this marsh navigation.
How long have we been walking?
The sun is getting
Lachlan,
low
don't
in the
shake your head
sky.
at me. I've never been in a swamp
disappointed.
before.
I
Maybe we
mean,
should-
besides the other 2 times we were, but yes.
How
I
long
mean,
have we
but-
been out here for?
Days. I
2
think it's
days at
been, like,
least.
2.5 days.
So, do we want to? We don't want to go back to town. Can we? We can't.
I mean,
Can
I
we?
don't want to stay here.
Well, on the way
Can
here,
you at
we're
least
just
tell
going
us where
north,
due west is?
so we could just go straight south and find that road, right? Where we
Straight west
Your
and find the
tone.
river.
where we
Well,
fought.
let's take out the map. Sandy pulls out the map.
Okay.
Uh.
Where are we? You look at the map and it's like, you know where you can see where Nulb is on the map. It's like a point on the map, but you're either off the map or the marsh isn't even really on the map. It's getting late in the day. The sun is like beginning to set. Now, the good thing is the fog and the mist that had been blanketing the ground before, causing a lot of trouble for you, is gone. But it does look like you might have to spend another night in the marsh, or you could try to travel in the dark.
No.
So let's make a fire and, like, hunker down for the night.
Yeah, tomorrow's another day to get lost. We can get lost a whole new time tomorrow.
Our luck has got to improve.
Yeah, famous last words.
I did not used to get lost until I hung out with you guys. I think you guys are like doing the lost vibe.
You want to start
it's-
comparing the I did not used to before I met you stories? Because
Do you want to compare with me?
Winner.
Curse
you guys
dagger. Come on.
Well,
You
you're
guys make
fine now.
camp. Oops, sorry. You guys are gonna make camp
mean-
at the standing stones, basically?
I do feel
yeah,
Okay.
You're still old.
You still have one curse. But it's the one that makes you look sort of,
debonair.
prestigious. Yeah, debonair.
I mean, you're only like
Debonair.
40.
Yeah, but all that gray?
I wish I was still 40.
I'm 20 years old.
Well,
Xanthi, can you show Desmond what he looks like?
I mean, sure.
So he can actually see what we see?
Oh. Do you want me to
I've
do
seen
that?
my reflection before. I know what I look like, Spug.
I just want you to know, Des, that you, even though you're old, you still look good.
Mm.
Not as good as you did when you were 20, but still pretty good.
I tried to convince her to do like a 2-for-1, but like she said no.
To be honest, I'm just glad we got out of there alive.
I'm just glad you're not trying to stab us in our sleep anymore.
True.
As you
The
say
sleep
that,
stabbing was very worrying.
as you
That'll
say
stab
that,
me.
Lachlan, night descends upon the marsh. Some of the bugs and insect sounds diminish a bit. You hear the hoot of an owl off in the distance.
That fucking owl.
You build a little fire to keep yourselves warm and sane through the night. You do have strange glowing orbs that float about your campsite throughout the night, almost as if they're sort of keeping an eye on you or visiting you, but not They don't threaten you in any way unless you take a threatening stance with them, which I assume that you don't based on your reaction last time. They don't come into camp and harass you, but you do feel their presence as they float about. Much brighter now without the mists. The night is not restful. You didn't bring a tent, guys.
We have tent trauma. All right.
Yeah, you do. Tents are triggers for this party. You don't get a very good. Yeah, they are.
They don't last.
No. No.
They're like horses.
You don't have anything that that causes any trouble throughout the night. You take your watches. Things seem to go okay. You're all sort of recovering from whatever experience that you had with Old Mona Blackwood. You all get a short rest. Long rest is not quite doable given sort of the uncomfortableness and the fact that you're sleeping on the ground and it's wet and buggy and still a little scary. The next morning you wake up, you gather your things, you set off, headed south as best you can, and eventually you find yourselves on a path. It's a fairly well-worn game trail, maybe. You follow it for an hour or two, and you find yourselves encountering an old rickety bridge. And you hear voices up ahead. Can't quite make out what they're saying, but they are deep voices of men.
Cover. Xanthi, do you think you should cover your face?
Yeah.
look-
Xanthi will kind of like try to duck behind a bush or something and try to change herself back into normal looking Xanthi, human Xanthi.
Yeah, Dez is going to take out his crossbow. It might be those men from Nulb. And he's just going to move up a little bit and try to hide.
How close are you going to try to get?
He's just going to move like 10 feet in front of everybody.
Okay.
Not too far away.
Lachlan, what are you doing?
Is there a map?
Nope. No map.
Are they approaching us?
Hard to tell. You can just hear voices. They're not, you don't have a visual on them, but you're on a fairly well-worn trail. You are just having crossed a bridge, and you can hear voices maybe over the next rise. They're close, but you can't quite hear what they're saying.
Right. Well, I would suggest that we pull over and try a place to hide and let Des go and scope it out.
Nori will hide.
I will also.
Okay, roll stealth checks if you're hiding.
I'll use one of my advantages. Oh, 19.
Okay,
22.
nice. Does
26.
I will use advantage as
Wow.
well.
Okay,
I need a dirty 20 with my +1.
nice.
14.
Okay.
Mine was a natural 20.
Oh, look at
What?
Just FYI.
Nori,
Plus
congratulations.
you.
That's
What
a beautiful
happens when you
thing.
have an infernal patron filled with evil?
Oh boy.
2. You don't know.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to get to the bottom of that. All right, so you all duck into the underbrush along this trail and hunker down. You hear the voices. Oh, you're lucky, Xanthi. The voices get louder. They're coming towards you guys. Yeah, I saw him walking out of town. We thought maybe we could set up an ambush for him just up ahead across the bridge. And then, take him out. This guy, he's been asking a ton of questions about Chiral, and Well, they gotta go down, right? Right, boys? Yeah. That's right. That's why we're here. I mean, we're getting paid to take these bastards out. Poking around in our business. All right. Settle down. We'll take them out. They're just a bunch of kids. Yeah, except for that old one. And the dwarf. He's probably old. Shut up. Come on. They start walking up. They're getting, the conversation is getting louder. And they walk right past you. Because I rolled a 10 on their perception roll. They walk right past you onto the bridge, and you can see, as you watch them pass, it is the same group that attacked you on your way out to go see Old Mona Blackwood.
You mean including the ones we killed?
What was it? 4 of them got away? Is it the same guys, or did they get more?
Including the ones you killed.
So there's more of them?
No, this is including the ones we killed.
These are the
ones that
same
got eaten and pulled into the
guys.
marsh.
And I think this is a great spot to end tonight's session. We have gotten very close to being in Nulb. You guys know that you're close, basically, given the trail. You recognize the place that you're at now as the spot where you had the encounter with these guys, what seems like days and days ago. We will come back and we'll find out what happens when you guys get back to Nulb, because you're almost there if you want to be there. I guess we'll find out next week. So,
I mean, 2 weeks, right?
oh yeah, 2 weeks. Thank you very much, Ashley. We are taking next week off for Memorial Day. A couple of us are not going to be around. So, yes, it's going to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks wait before we find out what happens next. But I think we're ending on a very good. Yeah, what do you got? You got a prediction?
Yeah, when
Is it
they're all
hammer
in that
time?
bridge, all nicely, tightly packed together, and we've just crashed. Just gonna step up behind them and give them the old lightning bolt fucking.
Oh shit. All right, cool. Well, we'll come back and we'll have a combat. It'll be fun. All right, you guys, thank you so much for the awesome role play tonight. Each and every one of you was fantastic. That was really fun.
By the way, just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's been doing it. It's been crashing all night.
Okay.
I'm happy that we were able to get through the this session. Really fun role play, and I appreciate everybody who's still with us. If we are still even live, we are going to do the giveaway right after everybody does their outros. So why don't we start with Ashley?
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and you can find me here on Guild Superior.
Hey.
You can also find me in our Discord. You can find me on our Facebook page. So come on by. We love new friends.
Thanks, Ashley. Appreciate you being here and your patience with the big reveal. I think it worked out great. Let's bounce over to Shelly.
Hey yo, I'm Shelly, and you can find me on the new platform called Flitter with me and Ashley, or you can also find me
So
on
cool.
Twitter at Real Flea Monkey and Flea Monkey on the chats. You can find me here every Tuesday, but not next Tuesday, and then every Wednesday, but not next Wednesday, at Tithalanos with a little Pathfinder homebrew.
Nice. Awesome. I'm going to miss you guys for 2 weeks. Let's jump over to
Aren't you going on a
Andy.
trip?
Yep, I'm going
Hey
canoeing.
everybody, my name is Andy, also known as AndyG3D here on Twitch and on our Discord. You can find me here on Tuesday nights, not next Tuesday, but Tuesday after. And yeah, come check us out on our Discord. We have fun over there.
That's absolutely true. And last but not least, Bleak.
Yes, Bleak Season. Hi, I am the Bleak Season on the socials. You can find me here on Tuesday nights doing this thing. Not this Thursday, but starting Thursday next week. Andy and I will be producing a new Lord of the Rings 5e campaign, which actually Ashley will be in also. So
Yes.
we look forward to doing that. That system is absolutely wonderful. We had a great time with it during our fundraiser, which, last chance to mention once more, thank you so much everyone to help with the fundraiser. Phoenix Wacky, Wanderers Haven, everyone who played, everyone who showed up, and everyone who donated. We crushed our goal, and it was all thanks to you. So thank you very much. And tomorrow, Mark Bjorg with Dungeon Mr. Ty, we're going to set this Casbah on fire with our black metal evilness.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be myself, Bleak, the Mandy, and Pirate Rouge. And of course with Ty running the game, it's gonna be super fun. Just yeah, ridiculous. That game is I love it. I love it. And just a quick teaser, we've got a pirate board game coming up too in June. So hold on to your hats, people. There's lots more coming. If you want to hang out and get maybe even involved in some of these games, I encourage you to jump on over to our Discord and get to know us. And that's where a lot of the folks who end up playing in our games, that's where we meet them. That's where we all kind of hang out and do our casting. So come on over. All right, let's do this. Let's do a quick giveaway. And I'm going to give it, even if people aren't here because of all the weird disconnects and stuff, I'm still going to honor them for having entered. So usually we like people to be here at the end to win, but because it's just been a weird stream, we're going to go ahead and just call it. So Ashley, if you wouldn't mind giving us the 5-second countdown, please.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Here we go. Hey, GDTRFB 1995. Congratulations. Going down the road. Feeling best? Congratulations on the win. And we will get you that content here. I'll reach out to you via direct message to give you that content. You guys, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and raid into Live from the Apocalypse crew. They are over on their channel playing some games. Looks like they're playing Class Reunion, which is super fun. Yep, there's Will and KT and the gang. Give them some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love as we start this raid off. We really appreciate you guys for being here. Oh, yeah. We made it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.